Saludos a todos, este es el segundo episodio de los Falcons Show. Te mantenemos al día con lo que está pasando en Fornes. Brindamos actualizaciones sobre nuestra comunidad escolar, la cultura de nuestra escuela, los alimentos que amamos, las actividades que les gusta hacer y muchas otras cosas emocionantes. Este es nuestro episodio de noviembre. Volviendo a esto otra vez, yo soy Cristian y aquí estoy con mi coanfitriona Abigail.
Hubo tantos juegos deportivos esperados durante mucho tiempo este año. Nuestros equipos lo hicieron muy bien. Tenemos atletas fabulosos en Furnes. Saludos especiales a nuestro equipo de voleibol femenino que ganó el torneo invitacional de Filadelfia 2022. También a nuestro equipo de fútbol masculino que llegó con éxito a la postemporada. Desafortunadamente su viaje tiene que llegar a su fin, pero buen intento muchachos, con la esperanza de ver un mejor resultado la próxima temporada. Esperamos que haya disfrutado su primer trimestre, sin importar cómo decidiera gastarlo.
¿Fuiste al Homecoming? Fue un evento increíble. Ocurrió el 28 de octubre con el tema del Spooky Homecoming. Gracias a todos los estudiantes que participaron y ayudaron en el gran evento que fuera un éxito. Sin mencionar, muchas gracias a Miss Glynn y a Miss O por organizar este evento. De todos modos, tenemos algunos videos para recordar este día emocionante. Reporte especial. ¿Adivina qué es? Bueno, eso es todo. Es un programa después de la escuela. Fornes ofrece un montón de actividades extracurriculares que puedes usar para impulsar tu éxito. Gabriel, la señora Brown, la líder de la OSAT y la directora del programa, los invitarán a todos a unirse al OSAT. Escuchemos su mensaje.
What is OST? O stands for Out of School Time. OSC is an after-school program, and they have many different programs. There is a cook club, sport, including soccer, basketball, and volleyball, and the game, and the music. If you are interested in those programs, you can come to room 1 at Furnace and come sign the form. There is not limited time to join OST. You do not need to have that skill to join the program. All you need is to come to learn. OST is one of our best after-school clubs that have different activities to do after school. Thank you. OST as the new leader for DC 2022-2023 years. So I interviewed one of the new leaders. So please watch this video to the end so you can get to know more about the OST program. What is your name?
My name is Myra Brown.
What is your position in the program?
I am the Director of High School Programming for Greater Philadelphia Community Alliance here at Furness High School.
How long have you been working in Furness?
I started to work at Furness for the OST program this school year.
How many students are in OST now?
We currently have 46 students enrolled, but we have 75 slots.
What is the most popular club in OST?
The most popular club for OST, I believe there is a tie between media, sports, and gaming.
What are the benefits of doing OST?
If you join OST, you get to hang out with your friends. You get homework help. You also get incentives up to $595. We also have a bunch of games, trips, which are free, and it's just a good time.
What does OST stand for?
OST stands for out of school time.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Hay nuevos miembros del gobierno estudiantil este año. Veamos quiénes son y qué planean hacer por nuestra escuela.
Hi, I'm George and I'm here with Kimberly Mooney. She is a junior and she is part of student council and government. So Kimberly, I'll be asking you 3 questions about student council or like what. Yeah. So the first question is, what made you want to join student council?
I mainly joined student council to help plan the events and support the school mainly.
What are some things you're looking forward to this school year?
For the school year, I'm looking forward for the trips that are coming up later in the school year.
And is it fun to be involved in the school event?
Yes, it's fun to be involved because it's nice seeing people come together as one.
Well, that is all the questions we have for you today, Kimberly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm George, and I'm here with the senior president, Camila Ramirez.
Hey guys.
So I'll be asking you 3 questions about you and student government.
Okay.
So the first question is, can you give us some info on some events that will happen during the school year?
Well, the first event that we had was the pending ceremony for the seniors. And for everyone else, we're planning the homecoming, the talent show, and a movie day.
What are some things we can expect from you as president?
Me as the president, I'm looking forward to improve and make the school year the best one ever and represent each one of us. So feel free to contact me anytime for any suggestions.
How is student government and council different from last year?
Well, student council and government is different because students are very engaged and invested in the activities and events that are planning.
Well, that is all the questions we have for you today.
A continuación tenemos un informe de nuestro equipo de fútbol femenino. Abu y Liam fueron al lugar para verificar su progreso. Nuestro equipo de fútbol masculino siempre da lo mejor de sí y nuestro equipo de fútbol femenino sobresale con cada partido. De todos modos, veamos cómo se ve su progreso.
What's your name?
I'm Shah,
How do you spell that?
S-H-A.
So, how are you feeling today about the game?
I'm feeling nervous but good. I think we'll do pretty good, but we're just as glad as, we made it to the playoffs this year because we haven't been playing in the playoffs for a couple of years, so we're just glad to be back.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Esposito.
Okay, that's about the game so far.
We're excited. It's our first playoff game, so I think the girls are excited, and we're just hoping to have fun today. And if we win, we move on, and unfortunately, if we lose today, will be our last game.
How do you think the game's going to go?
I think it's going to go well. The girls are excited to be here. It's their first playoff game, and I think they're as ready as they can be.
You got it, Brittany! You got it,
Los miembros del equipo de noticias entrevistaron al señor Jablonski, un maestro de estudios sociales, y al señor Wright, nuestro maestro de inglés. Este podcast trata sobre su idea de dar tarea a los estudiantes. Veamos qué dicen.
Hello, my name is Mr. Wright. I am an 11th grade English teacher and also freshman seminar teacher.
And I'm Mr. Jablonski. I teach social studies, mostly American history, and right now mostly juniors.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the idea that homework shouldn't be handed out?
I am pulled. I'm in the middle. I think that given our students and the fact that they have to do a lot of work, I am not for giving out a lot of homework. I think that practice should be given for people to sharpen their skills, but I'm not untraditional. I'm very not. I'm not for homework.
Yeah, and there's a lot of conflicting research about it, and I think it basically comes down to what the homework is actually asking you to do. There's a lot of busy work that doesn't really teach any skills or sort of build on things that I think is kind of a waste of time. But I think that in certain classes it's necessary. My AP class, I do give a good amount of homework that's sort of required to build that background knowledge so we can have deeper conversations in class. But for the most part, I agree with you, Mr. Wright, that I don't give a ton of homework in most of my classes, AP accepted. I may give a classwork assignment, and then if it's not finished, you can have extra time, and so it kind of becomes homework if you don't use your time well.
Yes,
that kind of thing.
Likewise.
Do you think that without homework you would be in a better mood?
Me personally, homework doesn't put me in a bad mood. So it's definitely less grading, but homework doesn't have an impact on my mood.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a good question for students, right? Would students be in a better mood? I know when I was a student, I was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. It was, school was over at 3, then you have, practice for sports or a game. If you're an away game, you're not getting back until late at night, and then you have to start homework. So that can be a stress. And you mentioned a lot of students have work, different things like that. So certainly I think that too much homework could have a detrimental impact on a student's mood or their mental health.
Very much so.
Do you think any earnest teachers in the school hate homework?
I can't speak for all of the teachers. I'm sure that, so we're a diverse group. So I'm sure you have some that are for it, some that are against it. But given the right reasons, we have justifications for what we do and what we don't do as far as giving homework out. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about this? Do you think homework is actually that stressful for students?
I don't think it's homework per se. You do have data there. However, I think school in general can be stressful. And what I tell my students all the time is that without challenge, there's no growth. I don't think that you benefit from unnecessary stress. However, the work that we give is meant to challenge you, is meant to push you. Unfortunately, that does come with a degree of stress. Hopefully, we can come up with a plan together to help work through that, but stress is going to be a part of it. It's part of growth.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to live a truly stress-free lifestyle. As you said, that doesn't lead to any kind of growth. But at the same time, we don't want to cause unnecessary psychic harm to students who are truly having, panic attacks or something about the amount of schoolwork, though. So I think there has to be a balance there somewhere, for sure. And I think even with individual students, that can be, some students can handle, because of whatever their situation is at home or whatever, can handle more homework or different kinds of work outside of school than others can.
That's fair. Again, I'm going to remember what Mr. Jablonski said earlier, depending on the type of work, yes. Depending on what is asked of you. If you're given work that's challenging you to use critical thinking skills, then absolutely yes.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a very basic, complete these, math problems that are exactly the same as the ones that you did in school, maybe that's good to kind of reinforce something so you don't forget what you learned earlier, but it may not be quite as useful as something that would have a little bit more of a real-world impact. And again, it depends on the specific assignment, I think.
So what's your opinion on teachers who give students massive amount of homework that they spend hours on?
I think those teachers are the worst.
I'm going to piggyback off of Mr. Jablonski and say, yes, I'm in agreement.
Thank you very much. So far, that's all.
Thank you.
A continuación tenemos a la señora Estes dando su opinión sobre su anime favorito. La señora Estes es una de nuestras profesoras de español en Furnes y compartirá la reseña del anime llamado Neo Yakeo. Veamos a qué quiere decir.
Okay, I would like to ask you a few questions about some anime that you prefer. What kind of anime do you prefer?
Well, I don't even know enough to tell you what type it is, but I have seen one anime before and it's called Neo Yokio.
What are your favorite anime scenes?
Okay, so I could talk a little bit about Neo Yokio. And I think my favorite scenes in Neo Yokio are when they are panning over what's supposed to be like New York City. There's a lot of like landscape shots and just visuals of different places that are really like artistically impressive and advanced. So specifically in Neo Yokio, in this future version of New York, they travel underwater through like tubes and stuff. So it's got the layout of New York and then all that stuff, which I think is really cool.
Tell us about the background, where, when it started.
So yeah, Neo Yokio, I think was actually Jaden Smith's idea. That's Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's son. And he voices the main character. I think he's just really into anime and wanted to give it a shot making his own.
What are the characters?
There's a main guy. He's super rich. I want to say his name is like Taz or something. But he's the main character. He is just trying to like fight bad guys and save Neo Yokio or New York. And then there's this girl that he likes who is also fighting off bad guys in her own way. And sometimes they're at odds because they don't see eye to eye about what the best way to save everyone is.
Ha habido un enorme crecimiento en la demanda de carreras tecnológicas en el siglo XXI. Uno de nuestros miembros, Ahmad, entrevistó a la señora Nelson sobre las carreras en tecnología aquí en Furnes. Veamos lo que dijo.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmad Idris. I'm here with Ms. Nilsson, and today I have some question for Ms. Nilsson about careers in technology.
Thank you guys for having me today.
What other jobs have you had that use technology?
So I haven't had any other jobs that specifically are targeted towards technology. However, I have worked in retail and restaurant business, and you need to have knowledge on computers, registers, website. So all of those jobs, and any job basically nowadays, uses some form of technology.
What other jobs can you get in technology? And do you know how much money those jobs earn?
Sure, so I actually went on to Naviance, that's the information I have here, which all the students have access to. By the year 2026, there will be 3.5 million jobs related to computing in the United States. One of the jobs that I am interested in is the information research. So basically they take technology that we have now and they try to improve it and find ways to make it better. If you are a computer information researcher, you make around $130,000 a year. Another job that is more common or most common is the job for computing. So basically if you are a gamer, like you want to get into gaming and you want to code and you can kind of make your own games or basically take your own research and ideas and kind of come up with a new app or something like that. And they make around $75,000 per year.
What are the benefits of being a technology teacher?
I think the number one benefit is just that technology is constantly changing and evolving and advancing. And I have the opportunity to work with it every day. So kind of staying up on my technology and how to use it. And since things are always changing, the students also have a lot of knowledge around technology. So we are always learning from each other in here. So I think that's the number one benefit.
Why do you like teaching technology classes?
I like technology because I feel like there's not like a right or wrong answer. Especially in our coding class and our computer science, we work together. There's many instances where I don't know the answer and I can't figure out the answer, and we work together to do that. There's a lot of different ways to do things, so it's not always just one way. So I like working with the students. They help come up with some tips and tricks to shorten or some shortcuts. So I like that we were able to work together to figure that out.
What do your students learn?
So I teach 2 technology classes. The first is Intro to Technology, which is a basic introduction class. So we basically focus on Google Suite applications. So that would be Google Doc, Google Slides, Google Sheet, Google Drive, email, things like that. Then the second one that I teach is computer science. And with that one, we are learning how to create our own websites, how to make apps, coding, how applications are made, how to debug coding, things like that.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you for having me.
Para este mes estamos mostrando la cultura vietnamita. Tree y Chan mostrarán la belleza y el trasfondo de la cultura vietnamita. Echémosle un vistazo.
chào tất cả các bạn. Mình là Chí
và mình là Thắng.
Chúng tôi đã về để chia sẻ cho các bạn biết về truyền thống Việt Nam, một quốc gia đều có các nền văn hóa riêng và chúng ta nên tìm hiểu về các nền văn hóa đó và giúp chúng ta sẽ biết về những nét đẹp riêng của một quốc gia. Tại sao người Việt Nam lại thờ cúng tổ tiên, ông bà?
Mỗi gia đình Việt Nam đều có ít nhất một bàn thờ để cúng tổ tiên trong dòng họ. Ngoài những ngày hội chính, người Việt cũng thường thắp hương tưởng nhớ những dịp đặc biệt khác như là Tết, lễ Tết mùng 1, ngày rằm hàng tháng. Họ tin rằng vong linh của tổ tiên cũng ở bên cạnh con cháu và chúc phúc cho họ. Vì vậy, bàn thờ được đặt ở nơi trang trọng nhất trong nhà. Tại sao nón lá được dùng phổ biến ở Việt Nam?
Hình ảnh chiếc nón lá mộc mạc, đơn sơ, duyên dáng không chỉ là vật dụng che nắng che mưa mà còn là được chứa đựng nét văn hóa độc đáo.
Áo dài là gì của Việt Nam?
Áo dài là một trang phục mang biểu tượng của đất nước Việt Nam, thể hiện nét văn hóa cũng như tượng trưng cho vẻ đẹp riêng của người phụ nữ. Thước tha, dịu dàng, một bộ áo dài truyền thống của Việt Nam cấu tạo gồm tay áo, cổ áo, và tà áo và quần áo.
También tenemos un foco en los latinos. En este episodio destacaremos la República de Honduras en América Central. Lorenzo y Abigail hablarán sobre la historia de Honduras con su invitado especial José y Darwin, hondureños nativos, mientras que aprendemos más sobre nuestra comunidad latina en Fornes.
Hola, my name is Lorenzo, and today we have two guests, Jose and Darwin. They are going to talk about their country, Honduras. But first, Abigail, can you tell us something interesting about Honduras?
Un dato interesante sobre Honduras es que antes el territorio hondureño era llamado Higueras o Higueras.
Jose, why do you recommend people to visit Honduras?
Because it's a beautiful place where you can do a lot of different things, different activities, like go to your neighbors, talk to them, and nobody gonna tell you anything, and you can go whatever place you want. Cool.
Okay. Darwin, háblanos un poco sobre tu experiencia aquí en Estados Unidos. ¿Te ha sido difícil o no?
Sí ha sido de cierta manera difícil acerca de moverse para acá, cambiar tu vida de campo a vida de ciudad es algo bien difícil, pero está bien.
Jose, can you tell me something about your culture or traditions?
We celebrate like the Day of Lempira, o el Día de Lempira, como lo conocen muchas personas. And the Mother's Day and Father's Day, when we do different activities for them.
Darwin, ¿cuáles son algunas de las comidas que representan tu país, tu cultura?
Nosotros tenemos variedad de comida, pero si yo pudiera mencionar algunas de las comidas serían tal vez la baleada. Creo que muchos conocen a las baleadas, y un pollo con tajadas o pupusas también nos representan.
Jose, why did you move to the United States?
Because I always wanted to meet my mother again, because she left me when I was a little kid. So I always have the dream to meet my mom, because I always live with my grandmother, and to have a better opportunity.
Why did you move to the United States?
Yo me moví porque estaba buscando como mejores oportunidades de estudio sobre todo. Entonces, en Honduras está muy difícil acerca de eso, entonces me vine para acá a buscar mejores oportunidades.
Ok. Darwin, ¿estás planeando mudarte de vuelta a tu país? Y si es así, ¿por qué?
Sí, estoy planeando mudarme cuando yo tenga una edad más avanzada, cuando yo haya terminado mis estudios aquí y pueda tener una vida diferente en Honduras, ¿sabes? Como ganarme la vida con los estudios de aquí.
What are some holidays that you celebrate in Honduras?
Like I said before, the Mother's Day, Father's Day, Día del Niño, and el Día de la Empira, el Día de la Bandera, and other things.
Ok, y por último nos complace expresar nuestro agradecimiento por el tiempo que ambos dedicaron a esta entrevista, tanto como a los estudiantes y espectadores. Muchas gracias y adiós.
Adivina qué hora es hora de las reseñas de películas. Dos de nuestros miembros, Shihua y Alondra, entrevistaron a estudiantes en los pasillos sobre la vieja película de dibujos animados de Disney, Ratatouille. Veamos qué piensan de la película Ratatouille.
Hi, my name is Hasir. I'm a 10th grade.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. It was actually great. It was inspiring, you know. Yeah, everybody can cook. Especially for me, I can't cook at all. Probably, maybe. Yeah, it's good that you learn how to cook, you know.
Now, Furnes está colaborando con Eat Right Philly, que brinda educación nutricional y un programa de bienestar. 3 de nuestros miembros, Yajaira, Evelyn y Sanja, probaron plátanos que trajo la señora Miranda. Veamos qué piensan.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss Miranda and I'm from an organization called Eat Right Philly, and today I am joined by Yahaira and Evelyn, and we are going to talk about plantains.
This month, Eat Right Philly encourages students to try plantains, the larger-than-life cousin of the banana. When plantains are growing, they are considered to be a fruit because the plantain protects the seed.
In many countries, plantains are probably in both savory and magnesium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, and high levels of dietary vitamins, all of which we need to maintain a healthy body.
Alright, so now we are going to do a plantain taste test. So my wonderful volunteers here are just wiping off their hands quickly, and I'm going to give each of them 2 small plantain chips. So this is one way that we can eat plantains. You can have plantain chips that are lightly salted, which are these. You can also find other flavors. The plantain chips are an easy way to get some of that extra potassium and magnesium in your day in chip form. Big reaction.
It's actually really similar to how my mom makes them, except they're crunchy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's really
It doesn't taste how butter would.
Okay, so maybe it tastes a little bit different, a little unfamiliar, that's fine. What do you think, Evelyn?
It does taste more healthier than regular chips.
So the plantain chips here, they just have a little bit of salt on it, so a little bit of sodium, but they will have all the same nutrients that are in the normal plantain. So the magnesium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, and dietary fiber. So you could find plantain chips in any supermarket near you, or you could get the actual plantains, the green ones, and fry those up with a little bit of salt, or get the more ripe ones with the brown spots, and you can fry those in a sweeter way as well. All right, thank you so much. I hope you learned something about plantains, and we'll be back next month with a different feature.
Es noviembre del 2022, yo soy Cristian, esta fue Abigail y representando todo el equipo de Furnes Media Club, y queremos agradecerles por su apoyo, por sintonizarnos. Están seguros de mantengan sus calificaciones altas, manténganse saludables, nos vemos la próxima vez en el invierno, hasta entonces, sueñen en lo grande, halcones.